Again, my colleague and friend from Michigan was asking about the effects of the tax cuts for the middle class. So, Mr. Bartold, she asked about 2019. Let's go to your form. Let's go to your Joint Committee on Taxation distributional table that anybody can find on jct.gov. Give you a little advertisement there. Let's go to JCX-60-17, and that's for 2019, the same year that was just asked about. I'm looking at 10 different groups of taxpayers, you know, cohorts of taxpayers, less than $10,000 all the way up to $1 million or over. So, for instance, $30,000 to $40,000, $75,000 to $100,000, and so on. I'm looking at this form, and I'm wondering how could what we just heard be true? Because this shows that there is tax relief in each of those groups, right?
That's correct, sir.
Every single one of these groups.
Aggregate tax reduction in every income category.
Yeah. So on average, in every single one of these groups, you're seeing tax relief, and it is, you know, 9.7% decrease in taxes for folks making between 30 and 40,000. People between 100 and 200,000 at 6.8%. So it's tends to be a little higher number toward the lower brackets, but that's on your website. That's the information. So that means there is tax relief for these individuals who we represent. Is that correct?
In aggregate, yes, and on average, yes.
And for the majority of those people, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to clear that up. And then in terms of people who, because of the doubling the standard deduction, which is, as you say, it's like a zero tax bracket for up to $24,000 a family by doubling it, aren't there a lot of people that fall off the tax rolls altogether? There's people that aren't even going to have any tax liability who have it now. I sent you a letter on this, as you know, back in October, and you said that 3.1 million taxpayers would no longer have tax liability who have tax liability now. Think about that. This is 3 million Americans who are currently having to pay Uncle Sam and are working hard. Most of these people are folks who are working, who have tax liability despite the earning income tax credit and other things. Under this bill, they're not going to have any tax liability. That was based on a doubling of the standard deduction, but it was only the child credit up to $1,500. So I would think with a child credit up to $2,000, which we have now, doubling the child tax credit, I would guess even more people are not going to have tax liability. Is that your sense?
That's correct, Senator Portman. Also, another factor there is when you and I spoke about this in October, you did not have a 10% bracket, which increases.
Okay, so more than 3 million people are not going to have any tax liability at all, Mr. Chairman. And I just think we need to stick to the facts here, and I would encourage folks to go see Tom's great website at